But let's talk all things politics with our political panel, GOP strategist and lawyer Ford O'Connell, along with Democratic strategist Lee Neves. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Ford, you're also a lawyer, so I'm going to come to you. What do you make of the birthright citizenship decision, and do you think it ultimately will get to the Supreme Court?
Oh, I do think it will get to the Supreme Court, and that's exactly what the Trump administration is banking on. But essentially, with a conservative majority Supreme Court, they'll get a 6-3 ruling basically saying, as Joe pointed out earlier, that this our case has nothing to do with this, and we've been interpreting the 14th Amendment wrongly because the 14th Amendment, at least based on statutory intent, was meant to actually make slave citizens, not to allow people to come in here illegally, have children, and then be rewarded for breaking the law.
Yeah, to me, Ford, that seems like two different issues, the political issue and the legal issue. I know you went to a place that I have a lot of respect for, University of Virginia Law School, since I went there undergrad. But in my constitutional law class, there's no way that this doesn't get struck down. But that it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. So just to keep the conversation going, let me bring Lee in here. Keep your eyes on Clarence
Thomas. Clarence Thomas is going to be the most important person.
Well, that's one vote. I think his vote may be in the bag. But Lee, what are your thoughts?
You know, I actually paid enough attention in law school to actually get a law degree, so I can actually kind of sort of speak on this. The irony here is that I think Trump is hoping the conservative majority overturns or upholds his executive order. The conservative majority is, for the most part, strict constructionists. They literally say what is written in the Constitution is what holds the day. And what is written in the Constitution? People born in the United States. I think if it goes to the Supreme Court, I think they uphold the 14th Amendment. I think they strike down the executive order because it says they're going to strictly construe it to say, if you're born in the United States, this applies to you. It doesn't say if you're born in the United States, but your parents are illegal. No, none of that. It simply says born in the United States. No qualifiers, no qualifiers. Simply if you're born in the United States. I think they're hoping the conservative majority goes Trump's way, but I think he's going to be surprised at the end of the day and not pleasantly.
Ford, we have some breaking news. Senator Susan Collins said that she will vote against Hegseth's nomination. She issued a statement moments ago, reading in part, after careful consideration, I have decided to vote against Pete Hegseth's nomination for Secretary of Defense. While I appreciate his courageous military service and his ongoing commitment to our service members and their families, I am concerned that he does not have the experience and perspective necessary to succeed in the job. She is aligning herself with Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, who also said that she was going to vote against Hegseth. We know that Hegseth just made it pass the test vote, passed to end the filibuster, 51-49, and he most likely will go up for a confirmation vote tomorrow evening. What do you think about Hegseth's viability? Do you think he is going to get confirmed by the U.S. Senate?
Yes, and the reason's very simple, is because we have 53 senators in the majority. I think it was just coming when it came to Murkowski and Collins. They need to get with the program and understand Trump has a mandate. This is who he wants as Secretary of Defense. We can't keep playing games. We have to have a Secretary of Defense to protect our nation.
And Lee, let's end it with this. What do you see that Trump is doing this week that you as a Democrat like? Are there things along the border you like as far as it being shut down more? Is there progress being made that, you know, there's some common ground?
Well, I think a couple things. You know, obviously the Lake and Riley Act was passed. He will sign that into law. And I think everyone, Republican and Democrats, should agree that if you are a criminal who is in America illegally, we should get rid of you. We don't want criminals in our nation, especially ones that are harming our citizens and that are here illegally. And I think that's something everyone agrees on. There was a swing seat in New York that actually went from a Republican to a Democrat because the Democrat actually campaigned on that. They would be supportive of an act like this and things like this. Also, I think the national energy emergency. Look, I think America needs to become energy independent with all of the above, from natural gas, from safe oil exploration, safe oil drilling, to green energy. We can't just have one or the other. We need a combination of both, because our energy policy can't be based on whether the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia wakes up on the wrong side of a bed in the morning.
Well, good luck going to the Democratic meetings with those viewpoints there, Lee. We're glad to have you here. But they seem to not get what you're talking about. But I'm glad to hear there's some progress being made.
Guys. I try.
I'm sure. Fort O'Connell, Lee Nevitz. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
it,
me.
folks.